Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to No Offense, All Offense. We are going to be talking the latest updates with P. Diddy, all the Diddy news. We're also, sorry about that, we're also going to be talking about Jax and the Toms, what they've been up to, speculation on why Schwartz really broke up with Joe, and just so much more. So grab your favorite beverage, put on a pair of comfy pants or shorts, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, stand-up comedian and Pop Culture Vulture. Joleen Lunzer here for No Offense, All Offense, which is our live stream talk show where we talk about all the things that we love or love to hate, different reality TV shows, trending pop culture news, all that sort of thing. Today we have a lot to talk about, you guys. So smash that like if you are joining us live. Also sound off in the live chat.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome. And if we can set a like goal, you guys, we haven't done this in a while, but let's have you guys sound off in the live chat. Let me know what our like goal should be, and I'll pick one of the numbers, and we will try to make that happen. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We are well over 37,000 subscribers, on our way to 38. So thank you guys so much. If you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you know the drill. You can send a super chat while we're live. You can send a super thanks after the video posts. Shout out to those of you who have been killing it on the super thanks. Mile, thank you so much. North Van Amy, thank you for the super thanks. Steven, Pamela, Alex, Sophie, Jamie, oh my gosh, it's just so many. McCoya, sorry. Thank you so much. Amazing. You guys are fantastic. You can also hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Everything is on the bottom of the screen and the description of the video. Or you can become a YouTube member if you want to join my YouTube membership, or hit me up on Patreon. You don't have to, but always appreciate it. Pamela B, thank you for the first, starting the Friday off with a super chat. Thank you so much. Pamela says, happy Friday. You're my comedian's therapy. Oh, that's so sweet. Hope you come to the East Coast. Charlotte has a great comedy club. Oh, Pamela, I've actually never been to Charlotte. So send me the name of that comedy club, and I will look into that and hit them up. Definitely. Let me know, my San Diego peeps, but I think I might be doing a show in San Diego May 17th. I think that might be the date. It was going to probably be farther into the summer, but they asked if I wanted to maybe move it up to May 17th. So let me know if you guys are available for that. And then I'll be out there Friday, May 17th. I'm not sure what time yet, but I think I'm going to reply that yes, that works. So hopefully I see everyone, all my San Diego people out there at the show. I'll send you guys the link, all that stuff. And also, obviously, we talked about this yesterday. For my Arizona people, I am going to be at Mic Drop Mania Comedy Club. And let me just drop the link for that right here. I am going to be there August 8th. Okay, so you do have some time. However, let's just get your tickets now. Those of you who have let me know you got your tickets, I'm so excited, because then I get like a running count of like, oh, I get to meet all these people. Very exciting. So let's sell the bitch out. Why not? So here's the link. I dropped the link for my show, and you can go to micdropmania.com, but you can click this link and it takes you right to the link where you can purchase tickets. You get all the information you need about my upcoming show in Arizona. I will have a similar link for this once I confirm my San Diego date. So yes, I can't wait to see you guys. I'm so excited. I'm excited to be traveling a little with stand up again. I did a little last year, but I definitely want to, make this, see more cities, meet more people, come out. You know what I'm saying? Nashville. I do love Nashville. I have performed in Nashville quite a few times. Nashville is Such a fun city to perform in. Sinister Girl says, Friday live stream. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Happy Taylor Swift has dropped her new album. I started listening to it. Do you guys, I know not everyone's a Swiftie. I like the Taylor Swift a lot. Okay. I don't know if you guys are like this, but let me know in the chat if you are. It takes me a while. I haven't even got through all of Beyonce's new album yet. Like, it'll take me a while to get through that. Some early favorites. I know there's one about London that I was like, oh, I think I like this. And then, because I think there's like 30 songs or something crazy. There's a song about Kim Kardashian, allegedly, and I'm trying to find it. I thought it was called Amy. But when I asked the Alexis, we'll call her, to play that song, she played something where Taylor Swift was singing about people thinking she was weak. It's good you think that or something, but I'm not. I liked that song. Thank you. Thank you for saying you love my hair. It's just crazy letting it dry with waves and dirty. So not washing it, just wetting it and then just letting it air dry and then putting tons of dry shampoo in it and a headband. That's basically what I'm doing. Are you guys? I gave them both these little like probiotic. They're what are they called? Oh, they're these little things. They're Yog Hound. They each got one, and it's basically, I mean, you dog people, you probably know what I'm talking about, but it's like Froyo for your dog. They each got a cup, and Teddy always finishes his first, and then he looks over to Buffy like, I'll have a little bit, and she's like, Aw. So, yes, So Long London. I like that one. Okay. Mallory says, I like The Black Dog. Are you talking about My Black Dog? Are you talking about, is there a song called The Black Dog? I'm not sure. Okay. So it's Thank You, Amy. Okay. I got to remember this shit. Cause I was like, there's a song about Kim Kardashian. I am on it. Cause I do remember back in the day, Kim came to Kanye's defense. I think it was saying Taylor knew about the song, when, she, I made that bitch famous, all that stuff. And obviously we remember the 2009, I think, VMAs, where Kanye got up and Taylor Swift won. And he was like, I'm sorry, but Beyonce has the best album of all time. And I mean, I agree. Beyonce should have won, but don't jump up there. And then Beyonce was so gracious and wonderful and let Taylor take the stage. So we know Kanye and Taylor, and then there was like a call that allegedly Kim and Kanye said proved that Taylor knew that Kanye was going to mention her in a song. So it's a lot. I thought If You Seek Amy was the love me, hate me, say what you want about me, because all the boys and all the girls are ready to If You Seek Amy. Brittany. Okay. Kara, I think it was 2009. That was a long time ago. Okay. Yeah, I thought If You Seek Amy was Britney Spears, but maybe Taylor has a song If You Seek Amy. Oh, you were joking. Oh my God, just Steven. You're too clever. You go right over my head. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had and Beyonce was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, they recorded Taylor. It just feels like, listen, Kim and Kanye were a little too old to be one to start a fight with Taylor. Everyone wants to fight Taylor now. Everyone's got something to say about Taylor. She's too happy. She's not happy enough. She's writing another breakup song. She's too old to write breakup songs. Let me tell you a little secret. You're never too old to write a breakup song because you're never too old to break up. So once you become too old to break up, if that's ever a thing, then you can't write breakup songs. But as long as you can break up at any age and you can have heartache at any age, you can write about it. All right? And I love that shit. I eat it up. I don't care. I like singers that sing about this shit. So it's Tortured Poet. I am butchering Taylor Swift's new album, but I'm just diving in it, but it takes me a while. Jay says Kim edited that call. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's start with some BB25. Let's get into that. Let's just, we're talking about Diddy. After this video, I'll try my best to put a timestamp links in the description if you're on the replay crew, but it's Friday. Let's have some laughs. We roast, we recap, we take a comedic look. I'm very opinionated, but you're welcome to have your opinions. So you guys know the drill. Okay. BB25, obviously over. We're headed into BB 26, right? I'm so confused of what year of BB are we in? Did we just have BB 25? Yeah, we did, right? Yeah, we did. Oh, you totally did. Okay. So Natalie says, do you agree you are over Matt, Jag, and Cameron postseason? I've been over them during the season. I was over them preseason and I didn't even know them. Okay. So I'm over them. But BB 26, if you guys don't know, if you haven't followed me for that, Big Brother season 26, Big Brother should be, I believe, starting. We haven't gotten any confirmation yet, but I imagine it'll start early July. That end of June, early July. Sometimes it's went earlier due to Panacook and other reasons, but I think we're going to get a July start. Sometimes it's went later as well. But I think we're going to get our regular July start of Big Brother. And we cover that over here and we have some fun. And we also have a lot of therapy, just like we need to have therapy about the Diddy thing, about VPR. We get it. We get it all over here. Okay. So I have been checking out, it was trending last week that Matt Clotz, who was the runner-up for Big Brother 25. Him and Jag were what were they? With Bowie Jane. She was like, it's intense. They were the Fallout guys. They were the lame trio. They were the Minutemen. They were the Minutemen, but Bowie Jane, Australian Bowie Jane was in it for a minute. And poor Bowie Jane. I don't know what she's doing now. Because once these seasons, once they really are done, then, I mean, it must just be such a hit for these people. They get off the show and right away they have thousands of people hanging on their every word, tuning into their weird TikToks where they're just like competing for likes and taking people's money just to say, give me, a star emoji that flies in my face, put a mustache on me. To then Bowie Jane has now been reduced to 10-person live streams of her DJ and DJ Bowie Jane. So, that's when reality hits. Okay. So Matt Clotz was on what's his face's. So do you guys remember what was his name? So this is Matt Clotz, the runner-up. If you forgot, he is in the Deaf Olympics as a swimmer. And we were hopeful, but then he turned into someone who regularly quoted Andrew Tate. And by regularly, I mean once or twice. And that's pretty regular. I don't think you should quote Andrew Tate. He's pretty despicable. So, we wanted him to be non-problematic. He ended up whatever. Well, now he did Zach Nichols, I believe his name is, from The Challenge. He did his podcast, and it's this Patreon-only podcast, and I am not paying to listen to Zach Nichols. If you know anything about Zach Nichols, who's now married to Jenna, who he met on The Challenge. Zach was originally on Real World San Diego, not the first iteration, which was far superior, the second iteration of the Real World San Diego, which wasn't as good at all, because you guys, there is a Reddit you can follow where they play old episodes, like break it down into clips, of old seasons. And I caught up again, or I should say I was revisited by the ghost of the Real World. What was it? Which one did I watch? Was it the Real World Miami? What was it? Well, Real World's past, right? From back in the day. And they are now on the first Real World San Diego with like Brad and Cameron, who went on to be on Bravo's Southern Charm. And I feel like I have so much to say about this because that Real World hit in my 20s, when I was in my partying days. And I just thought, oh my God, how fun would it be to live in San Diego in a house partying? They had a hot tub. They were on the ocean. Their patio was made of sand. And when you're in your 20s, you're like, that's a great idea. And you don't think about what you do when you're in your 40s. You're like, oh my God, sand? That means every time you go in the house, someone's got sand on their feet. There's going to be sand everywhere all the time. You can have sand in your mouth. You can have sand in your bed. Not, the best design feature. But when you're younger, you're like, yes, Steven. Cameron was on Southern Charm. She was an OG of Southern Charm. So I was rewatching that, and it got me just in this, spin of what happened to these people. And do you guys remember Robin? on that. So Robin, I believe her name is Hibbard. Yeah. Okay. So Robin Hibbard was on that season. That season also had the now famous actress, and I forget what her name is offhand. Actress, and she's super beautiful, talented, and I'm Googling it as we speak. Jamie Chung. So Jamie Chung, who's an American actress, former reality television personality, she began her career in 2004. So 2004, I was 24. And so the Real World San Diego spoke to me. I made my friend Katie. We were in San Diego partying a couple years later. I said, we got to find the Real World house. I took a picture in front of it. I was so excited to see the Real World San Diego house because to me, at the time, it was one of the best houses. You know, I hadn't really spent a lot of time in San Diego before, but it looked like heaven and wonderful. So I was, and Katie, you know, my friend, she's like, she didn't watch that shit. She was watching like Ayanla. She was on TV at the time and it was like Fix My Life, or there was a different show that Ayanla was on. And she would talk about that. And I would talk about drunken weirdos from the real world. So Jamie Chung was on that. And then she went on to, win like a Young Hollywood Award. She became a female action star. She was nominated for Screen Actors Guild Award for outstanding performance. So she really became something. Okay. Not all these people did. Cameron went on to do the Southern Charm. Brad went on to do the challenge. Jaquise, I don't think we ever saw him again, but there was like racial tension on that season because the white girls of the season were like, yeah, we say the N-word. And you're like, what? And then Robin was one of the women who was in an episode where she used the N-word and they were out. And I just felt so bad for looking back now, like Jaquise had to literally give dissertations. He had to constantly educate these people. And she was like, no, I've had sex with black men. And I'm just like, oh my God. 2004, wild time. So Robin, she got off the San Diego Real World. I think she had like a kid. She then went on to be on the challenge. She dated Mark, whatever his name is. Steven will put it in the chat. And yeah, Robin cried white woman tears. She did the like Karen before the Karen was a thing. So when Jaquise should have been the one that was the victim of her words, the one that she should have been consoling, she was like, ah! And I'm like, oh God. But she dated, Mark Long. So Mark Long now is the guy kind of behind bringing the challenge all-stars back, like the old school challenge people. And him and Robin dated, and she was here. Let me take Matt off the screen for a second. We'll get to Matt, but she was, she seemed to be doing better. She's older. She was a mother. She's dating Mark Long. Not that means you're doing better, but she seemed strong. Her implants were hanging. It was good. It was good. Okay, so Steven, so now Mark is an EP and All Star. So this is Robin. Robin, she was looking great last I saw her. Well, apparently, I was watching these episodes, kind of the episodes break up, the little clips, I'll say, that they put on this awesome Reddit, this awesome real world Reddit that I follow. And they said, oh, don't look up Robin, it's bleak. And I said, well, of course I have to look her up, because anytime someone says, oh, don't smell this, it stinks, you're like, I got to smell it. Don't taste this, it's gross. I'm like, give it to me, So, or don't watch that, it's disturbing. I'm going to watch it. Very seldom do I, I've gotten a little better, but I watched another disturbing thing today where I was like, Joleen, why do you do this to yourself? So Robin's looking good, right? Well, Robin is now 43. So she's around my age, and this is how she was looking. And they were like, oh no. Oh my God. I was like, I thought, okay, Reddit's being a little dramatic. There is no way that it's that bleak. It is the bleakest. Okay. So this is Robin today at 43. So this is of the Sun. And let's see when this is from. This is from last July. And no one's seen her since this arrest. So she was arrested for violation of a domestic violence injunction. I remember on the Real World, she would throw hands and stuff. And you're like, Robin, calm it down. So Robin Hibbard was hit with a restraining order by her family in April 2022 after she was accused of abusing drugs on their property. So obviously she has a very serious, addiction issue. And the Sun can exclusively reveal Robin was released from jail on June 8th. So last year in June, per a court order. On June 7th, Robin pleaded no contest to the charges. While pleading no contest does not admit guilt, it allows the court to treat the defendant as if they are guilty. All right. She received 67 days of credit served in jail and was released the following day. It's unclear where Robin is today. I mean, it just breaks your heart. So no one knows where she is. The incident report read, Robin was harassing the victim. So I believe it's a family member who had a restraining order on her. And she was standing and pacing in the driveway at the family member's residence, and she was displaying aggression. There's an active protective order or protection order against the defendant, which was served to the defendant on 4/14/2022. The protection order expires on 4/13/2027. So that's a 5-year restraining order she got, that her family member got against her. The protection order requires the defendant to not be within 500 feet of the victim's residence and to not communicate with the victim in any way. Thus, the defendant is currently violating the order. The family member observed her violating the protection order while watching her through the residence living room while on the phone with the police. Oh my goodness. So, her family member filed an injunction for protection order from Robin against her on April 5th, 2022. The family member claimed Robin has been unemployed for 5 years and listed her address as unknown. The family member claimed Robin jumped the gate to their backyard and danced around on drugs. Ugh. The family member claimed she tried to break into the lock screen porch. She allegedly got in and slept there for 3 days and continued her drug use. The protection order read, we watched her inject something in her arm with needles. So it's very serious. So it's just very sad. So Robin stormed off. She was arrested. And basically Robin there's been no update, and they haven't seen her since. And she does have a past of drug arrest in Florida. Robin was arrested on August 19, 2019, and charged with possession of heroin and possession of a controlled substance. So just so sad. So wherever Robin is with all of this. And then in January 27, 2020, she was arrested for trespassing and resisting without violence at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. So just not good times. And then they kind of were showing that, her history of mugshots, and you just see, it's almost like one of those, like the faces of meth, or, you know what I mean? Where they have those ads where they just show you, through the years, if you keep, what drug use can do to you, because I mean, there's a big difference between these early, you see it starting to go down, but this is probably one of the worst mugshots I've ever seen, and unrecognizable to the woman that we saw for years on our television screens. So lots of love to Robin, lots of healing, I hope, for her family as well, because I know all too well. I mean, so many of us have been hit. I don't think there's a family out there that hasn't been hit by addiction, whether within themselves or others or both. So and now with, with the fentanyl crisis, it's very, very scary. So send all the love and positivity to Robin's family. We hope she's okay. But I had to look into it because they're like, it's bleak. And I'm like, no, Reddit is dramatic. They were not. Yeah, into her children, and just, you hope for recovery, but you don't know. Okay, so let's get back to Matt being a douchebag. Okay, let's lighten the mood a little bit, even though it's not necessarily that light. Okay, so Matt, second place, played the game just not well. Okay, as in the words of Dorinda Medley, not well, bitch. That's how Matt played the game. He thought he was pretty great. Jag thought he was pretty great. They were really up their own asses for a while, as they say, Well, recently he did this Zach Nichols podcast. From Real World San Diego, the second iteration and the challenge, I listened to the amount of free version they gave on YouTube, and that was like 13 minutes. His podcast seems not that fun. No offense, all offense. And his co-host, I think they call him Goldberg. I don't know why. Maybe he looks like him. He's wearing a hockey goalie jersey. But anyways, Matt in this was answering pretty safe questions. But then when it came to like the big brother questions, that's when they're like, oh, you better sign up for the Patreon. And I'm like, you dirty bastards, give us a little something more. I mean, I do, think people deserve to put their shit behind paywalls. Yes. But the wonderful people on Twitter got a couple clips, and Matt is basically rewriting his history on the show and full on disparaging his showmance, Riley. Now, if you watch Big Brother 25, a casual maybe cared about Matt and Riley. I don't even know if the casuals cared about Matt and Riley. She was in the house for 2 weeks. They were weird. No offense, all offense. And then she left. And instead of focusing on anything else or the actual showmances in the house, they still pulled back into this showmance. It's like, well, they didn't really have a showmance. They hung out a lot. They seem to have they never hooked up that I know of on the show. They seem to have boners for each other. But Matt definitely liked her. Like, he made a shrine to her with Q-tips and stuff. It was creepy. And then would get mad when people would mess it up. But here, and then when he got a letter, so when he won HOH, you get a letter from home, but he got a letter from Riley, and it was like, I just saw this chick. But he was like so excited. And he got a picture, because you get pictures too from your family. And there Riley was hanging out with Matt's family, his mom and stuff. And he was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Oh my God. Like, he was so in love. But listen to what he's saying now about, and this person, shout out to Manny York on Twitter, said, acting like he didn't hang that letter up next to his bed. So here's how he's trying to be next to the cool kids. Yes, he made a pumpkin for her, like Natalie's saying. They were going to get married. He was like, I can't wait to get out and talk to Riley. And we're like, okay, nobody cares. But listen to what he's saying now. And then, they were kind of together after the show. And then soon I think he realized that he had a lot of opportunities getting off such a big show and a lot of options. And he just ditched her. And Riley was like, what?
I'll be honest, the HOH letter, you get one if you win HOH. I didn't want to win that HOH. I knew I was going to be safe that week. I think it was day 84. I really miss my family. I miss my best friends. I wanted a letter from them. And so that's why I wanted to win that clown. We get the HOH. I see pictures. I see my mom. I see pictures of me and my sister. I see this blonde girl. I'm like, who's this?
She's holding up a knife.
I've only known Riley for 2 weeks.
I
didn't recognize at first. I said, who is this blonde girl? And I was like, that's Riley.
I would have puked.
Okay, Zach. Zach's, I'm going to puke. Here's a picture of Riley. Okay, Riley's a very beautiful young woman. Zach goes, oh, I would have puked. Matt Clotz, you dirty Andrew taint loving liar. You were obsessed with this girl. You wouldn't shut up about her. You were speculating and daydreaming and writing in your Lisa Frank notebook about how much you loved her. Give me a break, sir. And now he's like, I didn't even recognize. What do you mean you didn't recognize her? That's all you thought about. We had to watch the live feeds and hear you talk about her. And we're like, get over it, dude. You barely know her. So then you would send her messages, talk to, please, sir. So of course, Riley, she's thirsty too. She got off the show a little too early. So she's got to keep that cloud alive. So she's like, well, he likes me and he's getting close to the end. So I'll ride with this. But for him to come back and be like, oh, I didn't really like her. Sir, stop. Yes, Cara saying he cried in the have-not room. Give me a break.
This blonde girl. I'm like, who's this?
She's holding up a knife.
I've only known Riley for 2 weeks.
I
didn't recognize at first. I said, who is this blonde girl? And I was like, that's Riley.
I would have puked. I would have thrown up. But what did she tell my parents?
Because I was like, why is Riley with my parents? Was this Photoshop? I opened the letter, and it's from Riley.
Oh, she ruined it.
Yes, I get a letter, but man, I wanted a letter from my mom, my dad, my best friends.
She's like the girl from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days when she's trying to lose the guy. But my mom would have literally slammed the door in a girl's face if she did that.
You don't know my son.
Yeah, you don't know my son. Nah.
No, but any girl that claims my son is coming with my son.
Yeah. Yeah. She's hopping in family pictures in the new house before you've even been in the new house. The knives you carve turkeys with? Where are those?
I was confused, I'll tell you that. Because I was like, what? And you can see my reaction to it. I saw the videos and people
You
are like,
guys
Matt's
clearly-
not as happy as he
Here's the
should
thing.
be.
Had you guys been like,
Nobody said that. No, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Nobody said Matt's not that happy. People were like, ugh, this is annoying. And you were so happy and you were talking about it. So please. I think Sari kind of, if I remember correctly, Sari was kind of roasting you over it. Maybe behind your back. I don't remember. But yeah, his ego must be hurt. And Susie, definitely, you got to watch with us. You got to watch this year with us. Yeah, he was obsessed, Cammie.
really like all over each other? They make more sense, but you were really more just like flirting friends.
Yeah.
You flirted, you were friends,
Right.
you got along, but there was not any clear
Commitment.
Like, I don't think you even told her you had a crush on her, did you? I think you were just like.
I told her like I thought she was really attractive.
No. You told her you liked her. And she said, thank you. She said, thank you. I remember. It was something like, thank you. She never committed to liking you, but you definitely committed to liking her. Oh, sweaty pits, Matt. Come on.
Oh, geez, I bet you feel like that about half the damn house. So, like, come on, like, oh my gosh, she took that. Yeah.
To another level, basically to matrimony.
But I'll be honest. HOH,
So he's going to make her look like the crazy ex-girlfriend when we knew this dude, you were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for her. So give me a damn break, okay? And America, she posted a little like tiki-taki and
Send it to me, Rachel.
like from like a sound clip from TikTok, and it says Matt's getting whacked on Twitter, and she's laying there with Corey, her boyfriend, who he picked his nose too much. But you know, God bless those kids. I hope they're doing well. Use a Kleenex. Sari says he's gotten thick. So she said Corey is in love, and when you're in love, you get a little thick. I understand that, but here's America.
Oh my God. Show me to me, please. Send it to me, Rachel.
She's America is so messy and she loves it. Okay. So then here's another clip, because again, I would go through this whole thing, but it's behind a paywall. And even though Zach sucks, I don't want to, you know, well, I wouldn't pay to get it. And then I don't want to share it then because, you know, I wouldn't want someone doing that to me. But Jonathan, who is at Soap Wiki John, at Soap Wiki John, posted another clip we're going to listen to. And he says, the BB25 postseason has me rolling my eyes, Matt acting like he didn't have a shrine built. Oh, maybe this is the same thing. Let's listen and see.
I wanted a letter from my mom.
Oh, I think it's the same thing.
HOH letter. You get one if you
Yeah.
win HOH. I didn't want to win that HOH.
Let's see if it's anything else.
Videos and people are like, Matt's not as happy as he
Here's the
should
thing.
be.
Okay.
You guys,
Well, apparently he talked about, I think he talked about whatever this guy's name is. I can't remember his name. Remember him? The doctor guy? And he was real mad.
Offense, Matt, as you basically say, no offense. Like, the truth is like, you underperformed. That's it. Right? You underperformed. That's it. Like, and no offense, Matt, as you basically say, no offense. Like, the truth is like, you underperformed.
So I think Matt was commenting on a performance level, and Hisam, who is this gentleman, he was really good at comps. Like he was just killing it at comps. And I think Matt must have alluded to he could beat him or something. Let me see if here's another one from BB Steph. Shout out to BB Steph. On Twitter, she screen grabbed this.
Tyson felt threatened.
Okay, this is the Hisam thing. This is the Hisam.
did he size you up a little bit?
He tried to. He wanted to, but I was like,
Yeah, you dusted him.
yeah. And he wasn't happy about that because that's like what said. Tyson felt threatened, and he made it his mission. He's like, I can't. He told people, and he's like, Matt's an Olympian. We cannot beat him. We got to get him out. So I was like, I've already fucked up my game.
Yeah,
just for the first comp.
Yeah, dude. He was a little bit egotistical, but he was very egotistical, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So when you beat him, I knew he was going to have his sights set on you, but he was like uncomfortable for me to watch.
A lot of people felt that way.
I felt like if I was in a house with him, I know you probably don't watch a lot of probably know the challenge, but he gave me almost like Turbo type vibes. A lot of our listeners will know that. Like where you walk in a room and it's almost like he makes the room uncomfortable.
I think a lot, not no disrespect, but I think a lot of people felt that way. He wanted to control. He wanted to be the king of the house.
Yes.
He wanted everything to go his way, and that's why his alliance backstabbed him and went against him because he was doing too much.
It was
It was perfect because I was going to be cooked. So that backstabs would save my game.
Well, to me, like it's funny because I came in halfway through the season. My first season I've ever watched is your season. But all the interviews I've seen and the way that he has conducted himself since, he seems like pretty abrasive. Like he's in your face, he's this and that, and
he's always right. But he's also a doctor too.
Yeah.
I feel like Zach's talking about himself because that's how Zach is. He thinks he's always right. He's abrasive. He'd be an asshole to be around and live with. He's judgmental. He's got to be the king of the castle, only he just lacks the education that Heisem has.
I feel bad.
You know how they're
those
wired.
people, yeah.
So Heisem came back and he was like, Matt.
And no offense, Matt, as you basically say, no offense. Like, the truth is like, you underperformed. That's it. Right? You underperformed. That's it. Like, and no offense, Matt, as you basically say, no offense. Like,
the truth is you underperformed, Matt. You guys could not beat Heisem. You were lucky that Heisem left early because I don't know how much they actually would have beat Heisem at. Heisem was really a good competitor. Was he annoying at times? Sure, you all are. But he was really a strong competitor. So these guys started feeling themselves, but they had to knock out Heisem and then knock out Cameron to feel themselves. So yeah. Chatty Cathy, it's Zach Nichols. He has some podcast. He was on The Real World and then on The Challenge. I don't think he's on The Challenge anymore because he married one of his fellow challenge people, Jenna, and they have 3 kids and some dogs, I think he said. So, okay. Let's see. People Bubbles is tweeting that Bubbles 2K22 said people are acting surprised / upset with Matt Clotz for his interview about Riley. But didn't y'all see him treat America the same way the whole season? Yeah, he said he's Matthew Taint. He's Andrew Taint Jr. So let's take a listen to some of Matt's greatest BB25 hits.
She's like, this gotta go.
Jealous bitch. She wished her and Corey had what me and Riley had.
So that's like there's a song playing, so I think I'll get hit with copyright, but I think that's the only clip we need to hear. He calls America a jealous bitch. He was like obsessed with America for some reason. There was a woman on there, a contestant on Big Brother last season named America. And she was in a showmance with a gentleman who picked his nose named Corey. I can't not say that, you guys. It still bothers me to this day. Hopefully he doesn't anymore. God bless. And he said America was a jealous bitch and she wishes she had with Corey what he has with Riley. So right there, you just have proven yourself, amongst other things, if you watch the show, to be a liar, because you're admitting that you and Riley have this like showmance. Because America and Corey had like a real showmance. They were sleeping together, making out, making weird noises when they were kissing. It sounded like they were eating yogurt. It was gross, but they let the kids touch genitals, you know. So please. Oh my gosh. And then Jag waited about too long to say, oh, I don't agree with anything Matt's saying, even though Matt's his bestie. He don't care. Jag didn't care. And then people were calling Jag out, being like, oh, this little tweet you put out about, oh, I don't co-sign this stuff. You took too long, and it's sad. So people were not happy with Jag's response to this. And then it also didn't help that as he was putting out a response to Matt just rewriting Big Brother history and continuing to be like a misogynist Andrew Taint lover, he then was seen in his TikTok with Cameron, hanging out with Cameron. But Jag wrote, so here was his response, because they're like, hello, all this stuff Matt's saying, like, you're his partner in crime, you're his bestie, like, what the heck? And Jag said, to start off, I don't support what Matt and the other podcasters have said and are saying on the podcast, because I guess, you know, it was even worse of, you know, them, the way they were speaking on the other house guests, and just, I mean, you can just imagine, I mean, it's Zach and whatever that other guy's name is. So he says, I don't support Matt and the other podcasters have said and are saying on their podcast about my house guests and friends. My top priority right now is to reach out and check in on my friends whose names I've heard get brought up. Clearly, what all 3 of them have said is not okay. And I want to make sure my friends are good. I know Twitter is calling them out, bringing up receipts, and I think that's great. Also, people have been reaching out asking me why I haven't held Matt accountable. Yeah, good question. Because that would kind of help. That would actually help us women too. When you have friends that are talking like Andrew Tate, it would really help us if you could call them out. If you truly aren't like that. If you're a good guy or whatever you want to call yourself. So he's like, people are reaching out asking me why I haven't held Matt accountable. After the show, I personally reached out to have conversations and apologize to any of my house guests that I felt I may have wronged with my words or actions. I also tried to hold Matt accountable as well. Ultimately, what he chose to say and do is up to him, and it's not my responsibility. The main responsibility I feel right now is checking in on my friends. I think obviously his actions aren't your responsibility, but you can definitely call your friend out and hold him accountable. I think that's what good friendships do, because Matt was out there calling Riley a stage 5 clinger and clout chaser. It's like, sir, you both were. And you were definitely more into her than she was into you. Let's see what this.
The show is different than the person outside the show.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so here's some more. Oh my gosh, shout out to BB Steph.
On the show, she was cool as hell. Like, the show
Oh, this is more of their hot takes on women. Ugh.
was different than the person outside the show.
Oh, 100%.
Person on the show, she was cool as hell. Like, she was cool.
Yeah.
Person outside the show wasn't what I was looking for. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like drinking every day, like brunch, just a mess. Like, I
Oh
remember
gosh, one of those, a bruncher.
and it's just too much.
No meal has caused more fights in my household than fucking brunch. I'll tell you what, I'd like to smack Jenna with a big old bag of brunch sometime. She'd be like, I'm going to brunch, and in my head, like, I'm like, okay, she'll be back at like 2. It'd be like 11:30 at night, and she'd call me like, I just got a car accident. And I'm like, I have work in like 2 hours, and you went to brunch at 9.
Damn brunch, man.
Yeah.
Girls that brunch, you know.
It's never brunch. It turns into all day till very night.
Yeah. Their car gets impounded. You get a FaceTime from them, and there's an eyelash hanging off the side of their face. Like, yeah.
The show is different than the person outside.
Okay, so now she's a drunk, and bitches be annoying when they brunch. I want to hit them with a brunch. I mean, oh god, these guys are what fun guys. What fun guys.
She left and was just going around telling everyone she was your girlfriend. That's whatever.
So now Zach's helping him rewrite history, be like, yeah, she was a clinger, and it wasn't you at all. It was both of them. They both were.
Because she left and was just going around telling everyone she was your girlfriend. That's
Well,
why.
it might not be stage 5 because that's virgin. It might be stage 4.
Yeah,
I'll say if it's stage 4. I'll say after the show it turned into stage 5 clinger.
Well, I'm just saying. Here's my thing. You guys were close on the show, but there was never that conversation. And then she went to your parents' house and said you guys were dating.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You know what
happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was
I
watching
had no
that
idea.
like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
He said multiple times he wanted to date this girl. Like, he was into Riley. He told Riley he liked her. She was like, thank you. And now he's like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
She's psycho.
Yeah, and
She's
so
like, I found your parents.
right, and I didn't even know where my parents were.
She
They
probably
knew
was
I was
like-
on the show,
Yeah,
so I didn't know where my parents were
She
living.
was probably like, I need to go upstairs and use the restroom, and she was like sniffing your sheets.
Finding like items or
Yeah.
something, finding some like evidence to like.
Yeah, he gave me this.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
He gave me this, honey. He gave me these. Yo, dude, like she talk about what.
Look at this dude saying it.
Like, what? You don't
Sir.
have to tell.
Sir.
No, I'm here to tell. I mean, there's so much to dig into. Like, obviously, we just had that friendship base really good because I was kind of struggling my first week and a half on the show because I just couldn't hear people. The conversations were just so overwhelming. So I was like, she was my number one alliance at that point. So I was really upset when she left, and that's that. Then I just hear from like all my friends and stuff like outside the show, kind of I don't know, cloud chasing. I don't know. I saw a lot of comments of people saying that she started shifting my direction a lot when she realized I could have potentially be winning or I was going far in the game.
Ever. Because she left.
So basically now Matt's like, yeah, she's psycho bitch. I mean, what a winner. What a winner. I mean, Riley, consider yourself lucky. This dude sucks. Witnesses. They used to call this a locker room talk, but now it's just a podcast. Scary AF. Yeah, a podcast that I'm not paying to listen to that. All right. Moving on from Matt and Matt's misogyny, Matthew Taint. Thank goodness your 15 minutes of fame are over. He did say that Big Brother recruited him, as did Survivor, which obviously he said, just like they all do, he never watched Big Brother, really. He was a Survivor fan, and then also Love Island. So he was up for all those shows. Wow, the privilege. Do better. I mean, whoever is like casting all of these shows, seriously, I know Jesse Tannenbaum is now Survivor and Big Brother, but can we just like do a little better? I mean, do we really got to see that on the show? Oh my goodness. And so hopefully he doesn't go on any more shows. I mean, he probably will. But yeah, it is giving Jackson vibes. Yes, it totally is. Totally. Okay. Let's move on to the latest in the P. Diddy updates, which we have been covering on No Offense, All Offense. Obviously, we know Diddy has a lot of allegations against him. Still, we don't have a indictment. We haven't seen arrests. It seems like it's going to be one of those things. Let me know what you think in the chat, but I fear that nothing's going to come of this. You know, it's going to be kind of Epstein-like where it's like we still don't, do we even know, did they even release the list of the whole flight log of everybody who's on the Epstein flights and list and do any more investigations into that? Or they were just like, oops, he got rid of himself allegedly. And now we'll just move on, only Prince Andrew knows, and we can't question him because he's way over in the UK. So, well, anyway, so the Diddy of it all. The latest is Shine has come forward and said that I was the fall guy for the 99 shooting. So we know in 1999, there was a shooting at a club. J-Lo was there, Diddy was there, and Shine, who was a rapper that was signed under Bad Boy. He was like the next up and coming artist under Bad Boy. He took what he's saying now and what I think a lot of people for many years assumed that he was kind of the fall guy, because there were lots of allegations being thrown around. And then once that trial happened and Shine was sentenced, he served his time, and then he was extradited back to the country that he was from, where he's went and had quite a bit of success. And we'll read about it here in this TMZ article. But it's crazy because once all these allegations, these recent allegations through these lawsuits came out about Diddy, that is when people were taking a closer look at the 99 shooting. And there is still one of the shooting victims is out there going, it was Diddy. And she is not letting up. Okay. So Shine says he was 100% the fall guy in the 1999 New York City club shooting, for which he did time. And while the shooting victim is pointing the finger at Diddy, so Shine saying he's the fall guy, the shooting victim is saying that it's Diddy. Shine isn't quite going there. The ex-Bad Boy star, who did 8 years in prison over the infamous incident, spoke to the media this week down in Belize. So he's from Belize. I believe his dad might even be like, I don't know if it's the president, prime minister of Belize, something higher up in politics in Belize. And Shine has now been elected, or was and is currently serving as a member of the House of Representatives in Belize. All right. So it's fascinating. Shine says he's tried putting the whole saga behind him, but the renewed online buzz about it, thanks to the Rodney Jones lawsuit against Diddy, has opened old wounds, but he's maintaining his innocence. Shine has been on this drumbeat for years, by the way, insisting he didn't do it and that he took the fall for someone else, although he once again stops short of full out blaming Diddy. And yet, if you listen to him here, they have a video of it, which I don't know if I want to play because TMZ, they get weird too, and they will strike, they'll copyright strike. But in this video, so he says in this video that he didn't do it, he's the fallout guy, but he doesn't say, but here's who did, and it's Diddy. So he does urge folks in this video to watch recent videos posted by Natania Rubin, the woman who was shot 25 years ago in the nightclub. So the victim of the shooting, he says, listen to her. So basically he's saying Diddy did it, but I'm not going to say Diddy did it. But listen to Natania Rubin say that Diddy did it. So Natania Rubin This is according to At College Kid, Natanya Rubin, who was paid $1.8 million by Diddy after the 1999 nightclub shooting, claims Puffy flattened her tires 7 times. Not only did he pew-pew me in the face, she said, he also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years. And so that answers the question in a lot of ways, Kara, that a lot of people have, which is, why did he take the fall? Why didn't people come forward sooner? It's because Diddy had that power where he could make your life miserable. You know, he was in business with a lot of very powerful people, became a very powerful person himself, a lot of billionaire relationships. I mean, through his clothing line, his fragrance, we talked about that on a previous No Offense, All Offense, like all of his billionaire friends, and working with like the Estee Lauder family, and being, you know, one of the first, if not the first person in hip hop to brand himself with all of this, with the clothes and the, you know, the his Sean John designs, and then Ciroc and liquor. And he just had so much power within the music industry, and then just through his business relations and that. So I think people for a long time were very afraid of Diddy, because he's also been surrounded by a lot of violence and a lot of shooting. A more recent shooting to the 1999 club shooting is one that is named in Rodney Jones's lawsuit, and that is the shooting of his son, I believe Christian, I think it's his son Christian, his friend, in a bathroom at a studio that Rodney Jones says he witnessed. He wasn't in the bathroom, but the only 3 people in the bathroom were Diddy, his son, and his son's friend. And when the door was opened, Diddy's son's friend was shot. And so Rodney Jones has like, and according to him, Diddy said, don't tell anyone, don't tell the police it happened here, tell them it happened outside. I believe this friend lived, because I think he was shot in like the hip or the lower torso or something. But Rodney took some pictures of like the kind of like blood scene and all. So yeah, let me share part of this TMZ article here as we take a look at it. So it is very interesting that Shine still has what appears to be a fear of the power Diddy has, because despite this stuff coming out, I mean, you had to be really brave. See, oh my God, why did I say Sierra? But everyone who has went and filed lawsuits against Diddy has had to be extremely brave, that they weren't going to, you know, be greeted with a very scary fate for going against him or calling him out, because, you know, allegedly Diddy has been filming people with other consent, having these crazy parties, freak offs, possible guns, things, human trafficking, drugs, like all of it. And the only people that have been arrested so far in this is his alleged drug mule, which is like a former college basketball star named Brendan. This dude. But that's, I mean, he's the only one. And then he got out. And we're like, huh? And they have all these pictures of him, and he was caught trying to enter a plane airport, I believe, with drugs. And a lot of these drugs were drugs that now people have alleged that Diddy and company would give people with their consent, without their consent, you know, to kind of take advantage of them, and then you know, blackmail them, use these freak offs and these sexual things they would do against them. Very Harvey Weinstein, and using his power to make people, men and women, do things to him sexually, him do things to them sexually, in order to, I'll get you a Grammy, you can produce my album. He'd hook up some of his, you know, allegedly he'd hook up some of his good buddies, like Cuba Gooding Jr. is in Lil Rod's lawsuit for someone who he he says, harassed him and was trying to get him to do it with him. And he was like, no, thank you, Cuba. And Cuba was like, but have you seen my little underpants, swimming underpants, you know? So, and we know this from, we know that Diddy is this dangerous person, according to Cassie, his girlfriend of, 10 or so years, her lawsuit that he settled like so quick, which is sus. So back to the Shine situation. So if you haven't seen them yet, Natanya has posted, and this is the victim of the 1999 shooting. She's posted multiple clips where she details the saga from her point of view. She was shot in the face in the 1999 New York City club shooting that Shine ended up going to jail for, and makes no bones about accusing Diddy of pulling the trigger. Natanya says she's been telling this to anyone who will listen since it happened, even though Diddy was never charged for doing so. The DA hit Diddy with gun possession and bribery charges related to the incident, but he was acquitted of all charges. Shine, meanwhile, was convicted over the shooting, and like we said, he served time. You'll recall this all happened while Diddy and Jennifer Lopez were dating, and while she was present that night, she was not charged or accused of any crime, but there was, accusations that he had possibly had Jennifer Lopez hold a weapon for him or something. So it's just crazy. So Shine doesn't go as far, according to TMZ, to co-sign on Natanya's remarks, even though he encouraged people to watch them. I kind of think that's co-signing. He just didn't blatantly say Diddy did it. He does say he wishes Diddy well, and he appreciates everything Diddy has done for Belize in the years since. So sounds like, to me, that sounds like allegedly Diddy paid off some things in Belize. He was like, oh, money talks. So you stay quiet. You have to go back to Belize now. And here's some money for your government, for whatever. Let me do a little campaign finance, if you will. Let me help you with that, since you took the fall for this, but don't ever speak on it. So they're certainly friendly, TMZ's saying. They even performed together last year in Europe. Oh my God, they performed together last year in Europe? Oh Lord. Would you ever think that this man does not look scary to me? Diddy has never appeared scary to me, but that just goes to show you never know. Because look at Ted Bundy. He didn't look that scary either. And he drove a Volkswagen. And normally you are supposed to trust people in Volkswagens. I saw Can't Buy Me Love in the, 80s, and I wanted a Volkswagen because of it. But now we have, Ted Bundy and Rachel Raquel, who drives a Jetta, and you can't trust them. So it's interesting because I'm like, Diddy? No. It was like the Suge Knights and stuff where you were like, oh, you got to be careful. But it's been Diddy all along. Of course, the reason this is all under the microscope anew is because Diddy is being investigated by the feds over a number of things, and he's in the crosshairs of an ongoing probe. Diddy has denied all the allegations in the lawsuits filed against him, even though he keeps settling, and he hasn't been charged with any crime. And it's like, when will we get any kind of charges? Which then leads you down the conspiracy theory route of, was this really to, were these raids on Diddy's home and things, was it really to find out what's going on, or was it to protect people higher up? Like what really are they trying to achieve with this? Because so many people have said, once you're in the crosshairs of the feds and once they have enough, and then they've built a case. But you would think by now, because they were saying, well, I don't know if they said this, but I think the media and different sources were saying that they were raiding his homes looking for these recording, these secret, videotapes and video recording that Diddy did within his house, where people wouldn't know they were being recorded because, well, first of all, that is, highly illegal to record people without their consent like that, especially doing sexual acts, and that some of these people are allegedly minors. So it seemed like they were going in there in hopes of finding evidence and things before it was destroyed or distributed more. So, yeah, it's crazy. This is from the 3rd. Cassie cooperating with feds in the probe, others talking as well. So yeah, that's been something that people have been talking about, that Cassie and Rodney Jones, who has a lawsuit against him, and other people have cooperated. So, and then to make matters even cuckoo crazier, speaking of the Trump of it all, Donald Trump Jr. is talking about it. And he's talking about Diddy and Kim Porter's weird relationship in a new interview. So just, what is the date today? So 2 days ago. This is according to all the news sources, and this one in particular, Yahoo Entertainment, which seems like, I'm so surprised Yahoo is still doing this kind of stuff, but who knew? But sometimes I do look at the Yahoo News. So he sat down to discuss a few hot topics, naturally leading the conversation to Diddy. Donald Trump Jr. recalled his ex-wife, Vanessa Kay. Remember, Donald Trump Jr., he's got a little vested interest in this because he was having an affair with Audrey O'Day, who was in Danity Kane. Remember Audrey O'Day? Aubrey? Is it Audrey or Aubrey O'Day? Aubrey O'Day. Remember she came out and she was like, ooh, Donald Trump Jr. is the lover. And we're like, what? That little guy? No. And she's like, ooh, yeah. We're like, what? No. Oh, yeah. But they just, those crazy kids couldn't make it work. Probably because he was married. You know? So he's saying that Diddy, that his ex-wife, Vanessa Kay, who he was, I believe, cheating on with Aubrey O'Day from Danity Kane. Do you got a first aid kit handy? He recalled his ex-wife being friends with Porter during her modeling days. So Diddy's ex, the now deceased Kim Porter, he's saying that his ex-wife was friends with her during modeling days. Donald Trump Jr. detailed how he received a call from Kay, his ex-wife, after Porter passed away in 2018, with her describing the relationship as weird. So she, according to him, described Diddy and Kim's relationship as weird. And we've heard lots of people come forward and say that Diddy was allegedly abusive to Kim Porter, and that even the details of her death were being questioned. Because I think it was ultimately named that, or the reason was like pneumonia, but she was very young, very healthy, and allegedly may have been coming out with a book or something. And he had always been very controlling over Kim Porter, who is also the mother to his twin daughters and one of his sons, I believe. So he said that, she said the relationship was weird. Trump also claimed that his wife was extremely afraid of Diddy based on alleged stories she would hear from Kim. My ex-wife was a model in New York. Okay, brag about it. You still cheated on her. And she was really good friends with Kim Porter, who was Diddy's wife, the one who died at 47 from pneumonia. He said, when Kim died, she called me like, something is up with that. I said, what do you mean? She said, Kim used to tell me it was bad. There was a lot of bad shit. I didn't even know. But Kim and Vanessa would do photo shoots together. They were friendly. We would hang out when we see them downtown. Not so much with Diddy, but she was really afraid of him. This goes back years. And Kim was having these conversations with my ex. Trump Jr. then explained that his wife claimed Kim Porter always lived in fear of something happening, being with Diddy. He repeatedly insinuated that something was off about Porter's death, insisting that not a lot of 47-year-olds die from pneumonia. Kim Porter died in her sleep in November 2018 from a lung infection, NBC News reported. Weeks before her death, the former model complained about having a sore throat. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner expressed that the sickness then developed into a fever of 102 degrees. Porter's temperature then dropped to 96, and the woman seemed to be returning to normal. She was later found in bed. unresponsive the next day. It was later determined Porter died from lobar pneumonia. The coroner articulated at the time the manner of death was certified as natural. So, and this is something that, you know, Jaguar Wright, if you've watched any of her interviews that she's done, she's made claims even saying you can, you know, create things that make it look like someone passed away from something natural, a natural sickness like pneumonia or something. So, I mean, the thing is, you think like, no, that's cuckoo. But the more stuff that comes out about Diddy, you're like, maybe, unfortunately, maybe. So here you can see Kim Porter, and you can see their twin daughters. You see Diddy, you see his son Christian, and then you see is it his adopted? I always say it incorrectly. I'll be sure. Kim's son she had with, I'll be sure. I think I forget his name. Quincy, I think it is. Yeah. Quincy. Yeah, it's Quincy. So, but I mean, there have been, you know, Diddy has had people who worked for him come forward and do interviews, and bodyguards and things, and say that they've even claimed that Diddy had at one time, you know, assaulted Kim, broke her nose, things like that. So it's bad. Yeah. But is Jaguar Wright getting sued by, well, I assume Eugenia says Jaguar Wright is getting sued by Claudia Jordan for lying. Yeah, I don't know. I just know that every time I research this and look for interviews and things, Jaguar Wright is all over it. And I know there's like a whole sector of YouTube that basically covers Jaguar Wright and the kind of craziness that might, for lack of a better word, that might surround her. I don't know much about her. Other than she claims to have, you know, worked in the music industry around Diddy, I believe, and maybe Al. I don't know, but yeah, it does. Yeah, Adam, that's a great question. Didn't Brittany Murphy and her hubby die the same way? I think, yeah, and it was pretty soon after one another. So, I mean, it is possible that that's how Kim Porter passed away, was from this pneumonia. But I think the questions are now, you know, getting magnified, you know, and people are looking at it closely, a little more closely, because of all of these Diddy lawsuits and allegations that have come out. So people are like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, I would have, if you would have told me that all this stuff was going to come out about P. Diddy, I'd be like, no, what? I mean, some of this stuff I'm like, so now, I mean, I guess you never know. You never know. Oh, she was a backup singer for the Roots. See, I don't know anything about Jaguar Wright. I just know that there are people who cover her as like kind of I think as like a problematic thing, but I don't know. I don't know if I don't know much about Jaguar Wright, but I do know that there's so much on YouTube about this woman. So, V Coin is saying there was mold in the house. Yeah. Oh, black mold. Okay. Yeah, maybe it was. I just remember it was odd that Brittany Murphy, it was so sad, Brittany Murphy passing, obviously. And then she had that weird husband that everyone thought was weird. And then her mom, I think, lived there. And then him and the mom were like, I don't know if they were just living together. It was just a very weird situation. Yes, Ashley. Didn't something come out that Kim's coroner died soon after he said her death wasn't natural? Yeah. So I think there was like it was taking a while for them to determine a cause of death. According to, this is all alleged. This is according to the research I've done on this and the things that, you know, people are saying regarding Kim Porter's death. And I believe there was a gentleman who was hired privately. I don't know by who, maybe the family, I'm not sure. The state, I don't know. And he was supposed to investigate this cause of death. And unfortunately, he passed away then. So a lot of very mysterious deaths have happened around Diddy, a lot of violence. And allegedly this man, I think there was another, let me see. I think there was a Kim Porter ex-boyfriend dies. I think there was another man in Kim Porter's life or near, and I don't know. I know that the coroner guy died as well. And then I think there was another man that passed away as well. And he had been telling people that, I feel like someone's watching me. I feel like I'm being watched. And this is, again, all alleged, but that's spooky too. So let me just look it up real quick. So the more you hear about this, okay. Another surprising death. Kim Porter's coroner dies. Yep. And this was reported in 2023. And people are, saying that Diddy took out the coroner. And Al B. Sure, he almost died. And that's Kim Porter's ex. So, and that's more things that, Jaguar Wright was talking about in her interviews. Oh my gosh, the more you just look at this, there's just so many questions surrounding this. Susie says the mold theory was ruled out. I don't know. It was a guy in Kim's life, and I don't know if it was someone she was thinking about dating or she was going to. Because remember, when Cassie was interested in Kid Cudi, he lit his car on fire. And Kid Cudi was interested in Cassie. So, M-Tron says, no question, just one answer, Diddy. I mean, yes. Yes, mom accused husband Simon. Okay, this is regarding Brittany Murphy. Adam saying they thought the FBI was watching them for reporting something. Just odd. And who knows? Because you have, Hollywood is cuckoo bananas, the more stuff that's coming out about what actually goes on with this. It's anyone who holds so much power and so much money, they get away with literal murder. And it's really, really, really scary. Tracy says 8 bodies and counting. That's a lot to be sitting around Diddy with all of these other allegations. So, Man, this sounds like Thugville. Otter says, yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know if I told you guys, there was this video that was leaked that was supposed to be Meek Mill and Diddy engaged in intercourse. And we were having a no offense, all offense. Most of you were probably there that night. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I should click on it. And everyone's like, don't click on it. So I was like, I'm never listening to that. It's kind of like the Timothy Treadwell, the guy who spent 13 summers in the Alaskan outback with bears, coexisting with bears until finally he was mauled by those bears, because that's what bears do when they're hungry, right before they have to hibernate. But I was obsessed with this because I love bears, and the Timothy Treadwell story, the documentary Grizzly Bear. Was it Grizzly Man? I watched over and over again. I think it helped me get through depression at that time or something. I was obsessed. But there's like audio of Timothy Treadwell's him being mauled, him and his girlfriend at the time who went with him. Normally he went alone. And he documented a lot of, his time out there because he thought he was helping the bears. But there are a lot of people who said that didn't actually help the bears to go into their natural habitat and, wreak havoc. Isn't really helping the bears, and it could actually be doing more harm and making them more comfortable around humans. And it's not a good thing, So he was documenting his time out there with the bears. And then when he that fateful summer that he and his girlfriend were mauled to death by the bears, there's audio of it. And I'm like, I would never listen to that. That would be horrendous. Well, this is similar to the Meek Mill and Diddy. Now, I was like, I'm never listening to that. So I was just in TJ Maxx or Marshalls or running around Chel's birthday, my husband's birthday in early April. And I was listening to podcasts. I had my AirPod in and my phone in my purse and the comedian Godfrey. I was like, oh, I like him. I've worked with him before. Let's listen to Godfrey. Oh, he's talking about the Diddy situation. Okay. Well, Godfrey and his friends played the freaking audio for that. And I was like searching my purse, like, stop. And it was too late. And I listened to it. Now, I can't tell you if that was Diddy and Meek Mill, but it sounded horrible. It didn't sound like sex you would want to have. I'll tell you that. So, I don't know. I don't know what is going on, but I was just like, dang it, Godfrey, give me a minute to dig in my purse and stop the video. But they kind of reacted to it as comedians do. You know, they were just like laughing and things, but I was like, ooh, okay, so you heard it? I don't know if it's them. I don't want to hear it. It's kind of like on Twitter, you know, because it'll never be X to me, how there's this porn that pops up and it's like, I didn't consent to seeing like things that you'd be like, oh my God. And then if you're following someone who's following someone, then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God. And that's how I found out that Ozzy from Survivor did the PORN. I didn't want to know, but it just pops up. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Chris, you can't know it's them. It's not like he was like, oh, Sean P. Diddy Combs, and Sean P. Diddy Combs says, it is me. Yes, Sean P. Diddy Combs, giving it to you. Here's my social and a picture of me with today's newspaper. I don't know how you would. Yeah, it was just a lot of slapping and Effenheimers. It's just, it's not the kind of sex I enjoy. I'll tell you that. Definitely not. But yeah. Cami says, I remember the bear audio. I saw part of it transcribed. Oh gosh. Oh my God. And I think the audio ended up going to like a very close friend of his. They gave her the tapes. And there was this, I've talked about this before, but back in this was, the Timothy Treadwell stuff was when YouTube was people were still trying to figure out YouTube. And there was a couple of years later, after the documentary came out, there was a comedy sketch group and they did this sketch called Grizzly Bear Man. And now if you watch it, it's like, it looks so dated, but it, to me at the time, was the funniest fucking thing I'd ever seen. So they were just doing a parody of it. And, the doing a parody of the documentary, but they called it Grizzly Bear Man. And then they were like, here is the audio, because I think the guy who narrates it, the documentarian, I forget his name. It's not Baz Luhrmann, but is he German? I'm not sure. But he hands Timothy Treadwell's friend, here's Timothy Treadwell's like a watch she gets because one of the bears, it devoured them, ate them. But then they got the watch they found the bear that, ate Timothy and his girlfriend, and they got the watch out of the bear and they gave it to the girlfriend, or the friend, I should say, this lady friend of his. And then I believe they gave her the audio, but in the parody, they were like, don't ever here's the audio. Don't ever listen to this. He had like an accent, like, don't ever listen to this. And then she was like, I won't, I promise I won't. Like this little sketch comedy group. And then all of a sudden he accidentally hits play and just hear, and it was so ridiculous, but it was just so outlandishly funny that I was laughing. And then he just kept handing her things, like heightening the joke, being like, and here, don't ever read this book. And she's like, why? Will it hurt me? He's like, no, it's just a terrible book. And I think it was that, I forget every time I tell the story, but it was based off the movie that I think Tom Hanks was in. And it, not The Secret, but it was one of those kind of books, I think. And so, this is the most important. This is the shit in my head half the time, Kara. So, Kara, I don't know. Kara, I don't know. But yeah, so I was just like, I thought this Grizzly Bear Man was just so funny because I had watched the Timothy Treadwell documentary so many times. I think I was desensitized to it. And then to see a parody of it, I was like, and this is before I was a comedian. I'm like, oh my God, this is so funny. This is so funny. So it wasn't The Terminal, Haru, but yeah, it was a movie he did based on a book. It's like The Secret. What's that? Okay, the Tom Hanks. It's not The Secret. And you guys are going to go, why did she compare it to The Secret? Tom Hanks movie based on book. And it was the shit. Oh, he did a lot of movies based on books. Oh, Tom, calm down. Oh, a man named whatever. A man called Oh, no, it wasn't that. Was it? Oh, I saw that. No, it wasn't that. Not The Circle, the Da Vinci Code. It was the Da Vinci Code. So they hand the woman the Da Vinci Code and she goes, why shouldn't I read this book? Is it dangerous? They're like, no, it's just a really, really horrible book. And I laughed so hard. Yes, Tracy. It was the frickin' Da Vinci Code. And I never read the Da Vinci Code. I never saw the Da Vinci Code. I don't even know what the Da Vinci Code is about, honestly. Though I was heavy into my drinking partying days when that came out. That was 2006. I was 26. I had shit to do. There was tequila I had to drink. Okay. But yeah, apparently Tom Hanks plays a Harvard professor of symbology. Robert Langdon. It's rare to see a movie franchise give this much room to breathe between sequels. Okay. So this was, and this, oh, there was Angels and Demons then, and then, okay, there were sequels, whatever. Okay. All right. He's a modern day Indiana Jones or something. I never saw it. I did see his most recent one that's based off a book, which is a man called Otto, not Ove. It was Otto. Me and Nana went and saw it. It was really good. It was really cute, right? My mind is, I don't know. My husband said yesterday, he goes, I just know you. You think in music lyrics and pop culture references. And I go, yeah, that is. Because he was saying something to me. And I said, you know what that reminds me of? And he knew it was going to be a pop culture reference. I was like, yeah. And he didn't know it. He never knows it. Well, sometimes he knows it. Because his mind, that's how different minds think. But yeah. So interesting. So that's the latest on Diddy and all of that. Natalie says, BB25 Cameron's getting dragged over a fan named Rick. Leave it to a guy named Rick. He will drag you into hell. Is it Rick Grimes? Over a post. What was the post? If you tag me in it on Twitter, I can find it. Yeah, poor Chow. He likes it though. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't like it? Who wouldn't like that? Okay. What else we talk about? Oh, you guys. Okay. More conspiracy theories, but this is about Joe. Okay. So you didn't hear this from me because I'm not one to gossip. Remember that lady on In Living Color who would say that? Genius. Also, that show premiered 30 years ago the other day. It seems longer. Oh, but when In Living Color came out, I don't know. SNL never spoke to me in the way In Living Color did. I wanted to be a fly girl and I wanted to be Jim Carrey. And he was like, let me tell you something. You know, when he was the firefighter Bill or whatever, he did the Joker face. And then I learned how to do it. I sat in a mirror and taught myself to do the Joker face. And now I do it and people get scared. So I only showed you a little bit because it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. Okay. So Joe from Vanderpump. You guys ready? There's theories out there. There are theories. All right. So Joe. Now, Schwartz has done multiple interviews and podcasts. Okay. I did a video comparing Joe's interview on Rachel Raquel's to Schwartz on Access Hollywood and the VPR after show. Talking about their relationship. Very different. They have very different answers. But since that video, Schwartz decides to go on the Vile Files with Nick Vile and his lady friend. And apparently his new 23-year-old girlfriend was there too. I haven't listened. I just want some peace, some time. So I've seen clips. All right. But Schwartz keeps alluding to there were reasons he stopped his affair with Joe because he doesn't call it a relationship. He doesn't know what it is. You know, he's like, I don't know. And while Joe was like, we were in love. We were soulmates. We had so much fun. I'm not over him. I'm depressed. I can't get out of bed. I'm going to church. I'm doing hair. I'm selling hats. I mean, Joe is reacting very differently. This is one of Joe's most recent Instagram stories. And there's a reason I'm going to play this because we'll just get there. So she's selling her Joe My Gosh hats, which are actually really cute. I hope she does very well. Because I guess hats are her whole identity now.
So, first of all, this is stuck, and I'm a hairstylist, and I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to try to get this out. It's like a ponytail holder. So you just kind of like twist, 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 and shake. It's not working. Oh, I figured it out. Okay. There we go. There we go. So you gotta twist, twist, twist. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your boot. Twist, twist, twist. Shake, 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 shake. I really was hoping that this was like a little life hack situation, but I guess it's just not gonna be one. Oh, shoot. Oh, it's because it's in a double. It's in an 8 figure. Oh, I gotta undo that. Okay, so I just got it out of the 8 thing, and then it just slid right off. Everything's intact. We're all good to go. So I just wanted to say the people that have been expecting like some type of like, I don't know, like for me, a hat is my favorite thing in the world. So I just wanted to say like cheese head. I mean, I would even wear cheese on my head. I love a good hat. As you can see, I love hats. Like I have all the hats. Even like bucket hats. There's a bucket hat. Like I love them all. So it makes me happy to know that like people kind of want to wear the one thing from the show that I personally am very connected to, which is like a baseball cap. So thank you guys.
Okay. I catch her stories and I'm like, oh, these are just, I feel like it's a study in something. I don't know if it's psychology. I don't know if it's sociology. It's interesting to say the least. And Molly, your comment is my favorite. She says she acts like we have all the time in the world. She does. Okay. Joe seems to be, she's doing a lot. I don't know, as a fellow ADD person, I don't know if she's to speculate on, she has been open saying she has ADD. I don't know if she takes medication. I don't know if what she does, but it's, some of it, I will say, does seem a little like, whoa, it's a lot. It could be a little put on when we were doing a little investigative discovery about her previously and, all of the schools she went to and that. It just seems, it's interesting. Okay. It's interesting, but we'll leave that there. But as she's behaving kind of, interestingly, Schwartz is out there doing these interviews, and just saying things like in 2022 and like early 2023, we had some magic brewing. We had some lightning in a bottle. Oh my God, he sounds like Sandoval. Baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. And where he can't find the notes, that stupid song. He said, we had lightning in a bottle. We had undeniable chemistry. Then some things happened, which I am not talking about publicly. Well, why? And don't say it like that because now I want to know. But they are very valid reasons as to why I had to pull away and distance myself from Joe. Don't even go on a podcast if you can't tell us the whole story. Don't allude to anything because now our brains are going all over the place wondering, well, what was it? What? We're just like wondering, what? Well, what does he mean? What is he talking about? Well, Reddit, shout out to Reddit. You know what I mean? People are listening to Kristen's podcast and different VPR people and around that speak and the things they have to say. And allegedly, some people are saying that Kristen mentioned on her podcast that Joe is a really bad drunk. Apparently, there was an incident. Again, this is all alleged. We don't know. Everything we say is true except for the parts that are false. Everything's alleged for entertainment purposes only. There's an incident at Jax and Brittany's house, and now she's not allowed there or at Jax's saloon. I mean, it had to be pretty bad if you can't go to Jax's backroom alley bar. This is alleged. So this person is saying, I'm interested to know more details. I hope the cast stays messy and spills the tea. Furthermore, people were saying, I think this makes the most sense. She keeps worrying, are you embarrassed by me? And Schwartz kind of preemptively offered up, I'm not embarrassed by her at the beginning of the season. That didn't make sense to me at the time. I feel there have been a few references to her being an embarrassment, which in my opinion, Schwartz is an embarrassment to himself always. So for whatever reason, he broke it off with Joe. I think he's lousy, and I agree with this person wholeheartedly. And then this person says, they've been low-key trying to figure this out ever since Kristen mentioned it on her podcast. And it's not just Jax and Brittany's house. She's banned allegedly from a lot of people's houses. Kristen made it seem that a lot of their friends don't want Joe at their homes. And then Katie's comment from last year about her being spooky and, with the crackhead energy, I think they may be alluding to a drug problem, but won't say because they probably all do it. And Joe just goes too far. I don't know. Just guessing. Does this one have something to? Oh, this person's just saying that she got Schwartzed. Joe got Schwartzed. So, I mean, listen, we know that all of these people love the droogs, allegedly. All right. Sheena just called out Jax for loving the nose candy. So would it surprise me that my fellow Midwestern, little scrawny lady might kick a couple back and then tear shit up? No, because I was very similar in that regard with drinking. So maybe that could, but also don't talk about it, Schwartz. Don't even mention it. Don't even allude to these things. But it also begs the question, how drunk or high was she that Schwartz was like, I'm embarrassed? Because that dude gets drunk and high. Remember when he disappeared in Mexico and no one could find him? There have been many embarrassing moments for Tom Schwartz and his inebriation. So the only thing I can guess, and this is all speculative, is that it's maybe she gets a little, she wants to kick shit when she's drunk. It happens to the best of us. Maybe she just, her personality, Jekyll and Hyde, changes. Maybe she steals. Again, we are but we're left here questioning, so, right. The VPR subreddits are pretty fantastic. Yeah. So you have that energy. I mean, how people respond to drugs and alcohol, it's personal. It depends on the person. Some people respond great to drinking and they're almost more fun when they're drunk. Some people are assholes. Some people are just drink a little and pass out. But that what Kristen is alluding to is that Joe is not a good drunk, I guess, and that she might do things when she's drunk that lead people to not want her around. So it might be a problem. Yeah, maybe she likes to fight. I mean, I'll tell you. Can you imagine little Joe? Oh, girl, with her hats. Maybe just she puts her hats on so no one can pull her hair. She can tie her hair up in her hats. And she's like, you looking at me? Because there were occasions where Joleen got intoxicated and thought I was pretty strong. So, and her personality is extreme. She may become extremely sad, angry, happy when she's inebriated. I heard a saying, I don't know if this is true, but if you want to know how you'll react to being drunk, notice how you react to being under anesthesia, how you come out of that, or in particular, let's say if you ever had your wisdom teeth out. So it's like a local, any kind of drug like that, medical drug, they say allegedly that is how you act when you're drunk. Now that could be an old wives' tale, but it was pretty accurate for me because when I got my wisdom teeth out, I still have one or two that they're like, it's not bothering nothing. That's way up there. We'd have to move and whatever. I woke up with blood all over my sweatshirt and I was like, what happened? And they were like, you tried to fight us. And I was like, that tracks. That definitely tracks. That tracks. I'm a little beefy beefcake there. So, maybe that's Joe too, fellow Midwestern sisters, ADHD sisters. Maybe we're both violent drunks. I don't know. HCC, I wish I would have been like a drunk like that. I become funny. It's a hidden talent. That's why I stopped drinking. I wish I would have been that kind of drunk. That would have been so nice. Care Bear says I did throw someone's keys away one time. Well, maybe they deserved it. I threw a boyfriend's phone on the ground of an alley because I found out he was cheating. So, I mean, yeah, shit happens. Okay. Oh my goodness. Kara says, I'm not going to say bad things about her. She had to deal with Schwartz. I mean, yeah. But she also, I mean, I don't think she deserved the way he treated her, but it's unfortunate that we still have that cool girl conditioning, like, but I'm going to be different. I'm going to be a different girl. Like, oh yeah, I can just look at how he treated his exes and on TV. And instead I'm just going to roll in and think he's like, I'm special. He's going to treat me different. No, he's going to treat you the same. Because that's how those kind of men work. If they treat all the other women they date like shit, they're going to treat you like shit. Because Schwartz was on Watch What Happens Live with Kristen Doty. And he was talking about, again, the makeout sessions he had, cheating on Katie, and that they were asking if, I think the question was if Sheena was the Vegas kiss that he told Katie about or alluded to in a previous season back in the day. And he said, no, he could be lying, but he said, no, that was a mutual Utah friend. Someone from Utah who was Katie's friend. I'm like, are you serious, you scuzz bucket? You're making out with her hometown friends too when you're supposed to be with her? I mean, what a scuzz. Scuzz. Yeah, like, shut up, Schwartz. But he keeps alluding, he's a liar face, but he keeps alluding to this, there was something that happened that Joe did. And she just, there were reasons. I can't tell you those reasons. It's like, sir, just tell us. You're on a reality show. Please stop. Okay? All right. It's not like you're Angelina Jolie over here. There's no privacy in this. You literally sold your soul and all your relationships to be on TV and get brand deals and go get paid to party at bars and be slutty. That's okay. Chickenhead PK Neely, thank you so much for the super chat. I was a happy drunk, threw up if I drink. Oh no, throwing up is not fun, but happy drunks are so fun. Cheryl, thank you so much. Cheryl says, love your podcast. You're fantastic. Joe is not girlfriend material. Too weird for the group. And Tom, boy, she's far from a girly girl. No, she just doesn't. She could have easily. She literally left her friendships and was like, I'm with Schwartz now. And you're like, what? What? Well, oh, Chris, that is a great point because remember the episode where he had finally got pushed to have the talk, like, maybe I'm leading you on. You think you're dating, you're living with her, you're having sex with her, you're telling her you love her, and then you're going to the dating events. You think? And remember when she like yelled and it was off-putting that, I mean, he deserves it, but I was like, oh, that's interesting, where she was just like, shut up. I forget exactly. I'm gonna have to rewatch that scene in the kitchen, but it's so cringe. But she did kind of quickly like, so maybe she hulks out, man. Maybe she does. Yeah. Yeah, she told him, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Speaking of shutting the fuck up, when are these guys gonna shut the fuck up? So now, to add insult to injury, I'm so sorry, Canada, but these three are in your cities. They went back to Toronto. Previously, Schwartz had went with Jax, and they were doing a tour of bars and getting paid to just, these paid appearances that a lot of the reality stars do. Also, who photoshopped their faces? They don't look at all like how they do. None of them. Schwartz looks like a sad panda bear. Jax looks like a different man, possibly the brother of that one lady who used to date Ryan Seacrest and was on Dancing with the Stars, and her brother's a dancer too. And Tom Sandoval, I don't even know that man. That is one of my dad's friends in his bowling league. I don't know these people, but they this time brought the other Tom because they're all back because they're all sellouts with no integrity, and they need each other to make money. All right. So previously, like I said, it was just Jax and Schwartz, but now Sandoval has joined them and they are taking over Canada, and our Canadian friends don't deserve this.
What's up, guys? It's Jax, Tom, and Tom. We are going to be at Pangea on Thursday and Friday. Come party with us.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing pop-ups of Jax's. We're going to do pop-ups of Schwartz and Sandy's. We're going to have a meet and greet. It's going to be a long night, so rest up. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, boys are back in town.
Woo!
Bonsoir, je m'appelle going to Pangea tonight with Jax, T. Sandy. Have to get back together. Anyways, see you later. Merci beaucoup.
So, yeah. And you know who else is there, you guys? Okay. So Tom Sandy but brought his girlfriend, Victoria, not Beckham. Victoria, I have to look really close. Victoria Lee Robinson, which I do not know why this beautiful woman is dating him, but Godspeed, woman. But look at who else is there. Lori K, public relations. And we know that Lori K is the public PR person for Jax and Brittany, and there have been quite a few rumors through the years that her and Jax are having an affair, allegedly. And let's just say Reddit. So she was with him last time. She's been on a lot of these trips with him since him and Brittany have been on a break or whatever the hell they're doing, because I don't know. But there's been some allegations made, and let me try to find it here. Shout out to the VPR subreddits, and I will just say that I know that there is someone who may have, seen them together there. Okay, I keep my sources quiet, and said that it did appear that they were pretty friendly for lack of a better term. Let me see if this is the okay. No, that's different. All right. And Reddit was alleging that Jax was out being like, I'm single, ready to mingle. And he allegedly may have had sex with his publicist, Lori, in the bathroom of the club. That was at the club appearance or something. So, I mean, that tracks. Laura Lee, there's a history of that. So that does make sense. So the Reddit post specifically said, Jax was in my city. Jax is in my city. And a friend of mine found out a bar he was at and went to get the tea. He said he is for sure single. We knew this, but he wanted the whole bar to know. He told someone There, yeah, I'm single now, trying not to get hurt. I'm playing it safe. That sounds like something Jax would say while holding a leaf blower. Then proceeded to fuck his publicist in the bathroom. He Laura Leader, allegedly. He also apparently wanted to have a chiller night, quote unquote, then walked into the bar and yelled, "Who's got a bag for me?" I thought you all would appreciate this. That's what the post says. And I will say I know someone who was saying that might be in that area and might say that tracks. That could definitely be how that went down. And we know that previously on Felicity. Let's just take a look at Jax through the months and his publicist. And this isn't a new allegation. Sheena says you do the nose candy. And lots of people have accused Jax of having sex with this woman because it's been weird. It's been weird for a few years now with him. You know, where, oh, hey, Tilly. Producer Tilly has entered. She says, I need to work harder. Okay. So let's just take a look. This is, and some of these are before he was separated. I'll move over here so we get a better view of the gorgeous producer Tilly. This is Jax's publicist. And like I said, not all of these are, some of these are, when they were allegedly happily married. And he just I don't know. And then I remember there was a birthday thing and she was there. It was like a dinner and I think she gave him a kiss on the cheek or something. And I'm thinking, what? If another lady kisses my husband on the cheek, I'm not like a crazy jealous freak, but get your lips off of, I am legally bound to those lips, ma'am. There's him and his publicist. There's him and his publicist. If there were ever two people, allegedly, who look like they would have sex in a bathroom, besides him and Laura Lee, who I'm sure now would not want to do that with him, it would be these two, right? These look like the people that'll be parents one day and have to tell their child, you were conceived in a Chick-fil-A bathroom. It was the most Christian place we could find, It just, every picture, look at this is, oh God. I saw this one and I was like, Brittany, this was a while ago too. I was like, Brittany, no. So that's who they're saying Jax is allegedly been banging it out with. So yeah, yeah, absolutely no. Hi, Tilly. This has been going on for a while. And then I think I have a picture of the three of them together. Something tells me. Okay, so here's my theory. They've done a threesome. All right. We know Brittany, her and Kristen Doty are still like, we never hooked up. They for sure did. Come on. Give me a break. They both act so weird. And they're both just like, what? Whenever they've been asked about it, I remember when they were both still on VPR. And Jax was spreading that rumor. Jax is a liar, but when you look at their reactions, you're like, oh no, they definitely hooked up like Ariana and Lala, but maybe they just weren't as open about it as Ariana and Lala. So there's them. Shout out to the Blocked by Jax subreddit. Amazing subreddit, by the by. And Jax blocks everybody. He blocked my No Offense, All Offense Instagram a long time ago just because I had a hilarious joke about him and meme. And he couldn't handle it. So there's a lot of people out there who get blocked by Jax. Right? They do. So I think the three of them did it, allegedly. And then she's probably like, fine, we've already done it with her before. Go ahead. I can trust. You won't leave me for her. Weird, because I think Brittany's freakier than she's pretty freaky. And I forgot to talk about in the Valley recap I did yesterday about her doing doo-doo in the ocean with stingrays and the way she just so casually was like, I just pulled my swimsuit over and dropped a couple. It's like, first of all, TMI. Also, I don't think I've ever had that much I could just, what? You just pulled your swimsuit to the side and you went number 2? Like you just, I just couldn't do that. I I don't know what? As she was walking, like she had done it before. Like this is normal. I don't know. Those poor stingrays, right? HC, how she just dirtied up their water. Didn't they have a bucket? It is not good for stingrays. It is not good, Ebony. She pooped on them. So they probably, maybe allegedly done some poop stuff. I can't. Oh my God, I could never. I'd sooner just. I don't even know where else I can't even barely go number 1 in a porta potty. Porta potties are like one of my biggest fears, honestly. That sounds so ridiculous, but I didn't finish the fantastic, probably Oscar-winning movie Slumdog Millionaire because they have a scene in a porta potty, and I stopped watching there, so I don't know what happens after that. Because that is one of the things that, obviously, in my adult life, I've had to, being out at certain places, and sometimes you might have to number 1, but never a number 2. Oh my God. But I was at a Halloween, like a Halloween farm. They have those farms where it's like pumpkin patches and stuff. And with my friend Nicole and her adorable son Logan, and she was like, she got to witness just how I was like, oh my God, okay. I had to like pump myself up to go in the porta potty. I handed her all my things. I was like, nothing can be in there with me. It's just so. And then one time I was in the Let's Make a Deal audience, and they treat you like not well in that they ship you on like a bus to the location of where they're filming from the CBS studios. And then you wait outside to go in to film. And then they're like, oh, you gotta go to the bathroom. We got porta potties. I'm like, excuse me? I don't even remember. I was dressed like a piece of pizza. I think I was. Like, I can't go number 1. What? Can we go inside? They're like, not yet. Wayne Brady's not ready. They didn't say Wayne Brady's not ready, but I was like, does Wayne Brady have to go in this porta potty? Because I'm not gonna do it. And it was hot that day. It was horrible. Shout out to my friends I went with, but I was like, I never want to make a deal again with any of those people. Pretty sure I was dressed like a piece of pizza. And I think it was I dressed like I had a black t-shirt. I don't even remember. I just tried to, thank you, the Valley High, which was, I believe, the last drive-in in the St. Paul, Minneapolis metro area, movie drive-in theater. And I made out with so many people there, and I had so many good memories and bad, and now it's gone. Well, I don't know. I think they sold it. I wish I could buy it. I would buy it. I would buy a drive-in movie theater because they are just the best. The best. Yeah, I could pop a squat. I'm from the Midwest. Like if you go, camping and you got to pop a squat outside, you got to tinkle outside. Sure, I could do that. But not the porta potty. Not the porta potty. So you guys, so that is the no offense, all offense for today in under 2 hours, which is pretty impressive for me because I like to talk to you guys, and I don't know why I just don't pick 2 stories, but I just want to talk about all the stories, and I probably forgot one. But let me just tell you all, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining me live for No Offense, All Offense. Obviously, producer Tilly is working very hard. She appreciates you. Buffy and Teddy, who are both napping after having their doggy froyo. Make sure you smash that like. Make sure you leave a comment after the video post. I love hearing from you guys. Follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, and at No Offense, All Offense. Yeah. And I'll be back tomorrow. And we'll talk about some more fun stuff. I might have to cover the Schwartz vial files. I might have to. Let me know in the comments if you want me to. And also, don't forget, if you haven't yet, you guys, go there now. If you're in Arizona or in the Arizona area, August 8th, 8 p.m., 8/8, as was pointed out yesterday. I'll be at Mic Drop Mania headlining. Come out to my show. I would love to see you. I know it's not till August, but get them tickets. We're going to sell this bitch out. We're going to have some fun. And tentative date for San Diego is May 17th. So as soon as I get the link for that to get tickets, I will let you know. But yes, I will be there, and I will work on booking other places as well. Continue to tell me where you're at, the comedy clubs you want me to perform at, and I will try to work my magic. I would love to come to Toronto so much, so much. I'll work on that. I'll work on because I've only performed in Edmonton as far as Canada goes. I'll be honest, I did like Edmonton. They have a mall, like the Mall of America. Okay. So I could get down there. It was kind of like being in Minnesota. A lot of the people were the same. Yeah, very, very, very much so. So, yes. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you very soon. Again, smash that like, comment, and always remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.